How do? Are you well? I hope that you are. It's Thursday, and it's time for some Pillars of Eternity. But before we get on with that, we do actually have a new follower. There was a follower who followed along the stream whilst we were off stream. DTX, thank you very much for the follow. It is very much appreciated. Why don't you all follow suit and follow the trend that DTX is setting by clicking that good old follow button there? That'd be grand. Thank you very much. But enough of that. Let's get gaming, shall we? I hope you're well, though. Hope you are very well and enjoying your Thursday over here. Where I am, it's been very, very hot, very, very warm, and a lovely day. Nice past few days, actually. Which is quite nice because summer has just not existed recently for the old UK, but there we go. Okay, here we are. I should have loaded previously, but there we go. Where are we at? I need to find the correct save. Act 2 chest, it looks like it's that one. Yep, it looks like it's that one. Bear with me 1 second. Typical, just desperate for a cough or something. Let's get this loaded, shall we? Yeah, that looks correct to me. Copperlane, we do need to have a talk to Ida today. Hopefully we won't have so many souls chats as like we did last time. But at least we did do a quest last week, so I'm quite happy with that. Nice, small little one. But Ida wants to go. If I remember rightly, Ida wants to go to the archives, doesn't he? So we've probably got a lot to say about that. Hopefully he doesn't leave us, because he's quite good on our team. It's nice to have a second tank while we build along with me. Yeah. But anyway, it is Thursday. For some reason I had to change my settings. I updated GeForce and it's just forgot all the settings I have for Pillars of Eternity, because I have it windowed normally. Just because I'm rocking a single screen right now. And it made it full screen, and when I do that I can't see chat, so...
Your brother, did you and he get along?
We got along how brothers do. He used to throw water on me to wake me up in the morning. I used to fill his boots with stinging ants.
My own brothers and sisters are doing very well for themselves, back in Takoa. I don't know that they'd search for me if I were killed so far from home.
Brothers can be funny. I bet you'd be surprised how far they'd go.
You know what I've just realised as well? We can actually do with a bit of a rest. So I think we're going to do that next. You know what is nice to see?
Of course.
Oh, it's... I always do that. It's not WASD. It's not WASD, it's the other one. Let's talk to
Well
Bishop.
met, friend.
Let's get a room, please. What do we want? We want quite a... We've got 4,000. Five range. Ooh, that's quite nice. Dexterity, survival, plus 10 defense. Oh, but only when disengaging. These are pretty good, aren't they? I'm going to do the law because, like I say, I think we might be going to do Ida's thing today. And if we're going to the archives, we might need to have high law on us. Speaking of Ida...
The dozens. Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Then there'd be less of them.
Godhammer? That's what they called the bomb they blew up Wadwin with. Don't know much about it other than that. Anything kills a living god, guess you gotta name it. Why do they call themselves the Dozens? was 12 Druidians stood outside Halgate Citadel, waiting for Wadron to cross the bridge there. They had to hold him there long enough for the Godhammer to detonate, so that's what they did. What do you have against the dozens? Nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks anyway. The dozens, they like to take things into their own hands. Gets ugly sometimes. We don't have 'em in Gilded Vale, but they'd be right at home there. They picked that name so that they could do what they wanted and feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor or sacrifice. They like to invoke Magwyn too, when they especially want to feel right. Somehow I don't think she'd be too impressed with that lot. I'm sure she'd like to set 'em on fire any time they use her name, but the gods probably got rules against that kind of thing. People hide behind symbols so they can't be questioned. The Duke's a reasonable man. Maybe while we're in Defiance Bay we can get him to force people to call themselves what they are. Don't imagine they'd have as many members if they called themselves the loudmouth sheepfuckers. Blimey. I could say something there, being from Nottingham, who has a rivalry with Derby, but I'm not going to. You can piece together what I was going to say. But there we go. If you don't know, just Google it or something. But not now. Leave it. Watch this and have fun. Let's continue on. Good idea. Is that all you wanted to say? Just about the dozens?
Ready, Watcher.
She actually wanted to have quite... Yeah, she's got quite a lot, hasn't she? So let's have a bit of a chat with her for a few minutes. What do you do back in Nasitak? I'm a long hunter. I stalk game across with the tundra with some of the other wives. We usually hunt caribou and oxen, but we find hares and birds too. It's a good and respected position. To see so much of Nasitak in the company of my friends and sisters, this is one of the pleasures of life in Musuk. I can't remember her voice offhand, which is annoying. I've also got an itchy nose again. High pollen today, so I'm blaming it on that. I thought someone wants a fight. Tell me about Intumak. She scratches behind his ear. A good hunter, but not much of a talker, and that's been fine by me. When we hunt in Nastak, we always bring our foxes with us. They help us track and flush game, and they're fearless defenders against bears and snow leopards. Clever Intumak has always been my favourite. He wags his bushy tail. You have family back in your village? Of course. We never send a woman who hasn't had the chance to find a mate and have a couple of children of her own. Really? At the age of you? Tell me about your children. I've had 5. Yakona, Hestia, Najwo, Anik, and Malak. Estua and Anik died young in long lean winters. Malak was barely talking when I left. She scrapes her thumbnail along the handle of her hunting knife. You probably won't know me when I get home. Probably not. She frowns, her hand falling from the knife. Even in Nasatak, I spend most of my time on the hunt. But then it's easier to relish the hunt when I know I'll see my family enjoying our kill. What's your husband like? Kalu's a good man. He's raised our children well and built a strong home while I've been away on hunts. Our parents chose us for one another when we were still young. Not the way things are usually done here, but ours chose well. She smiles. We came to appreciate each other as helpmates first, then friends, and then, well, you know how it goes. Yeah. There's a hint. That feels about right there. There's a hint of a blush below the stripe of face paint. Aren't you worried your husband will... Are you kidding? I'm the best shot in Masuk. Fair enough. We're nearly there. I'm curious about your search of Persok. I'll tell you what I can. Botanic Elitzak pilgrimages like mine are rare. They're so rare that they are hard to say. Why do people have this tradition? And let's make it snappy. She pulls a bear figurine out from a satchel, running a finger along its smooth back. It's something we've always done. The elders say it was first begun to forge ties. Sorry, that was the baby monitor losing track with the Wi-Fi. I might have to turn that off in a second if we get to do that. Let me just check. No, it looks like we're fine on stream, so it's fine. Normally that's a sign that the internet's about to go out, which isn't great. Anyway, where was I? The elders say it was first begun to forge ties with other villages. It's hard to fight over caribou herds when you see someone you respect on the other side. We also believe that passing our history on in this way keeps us stronger, and it helps them, the elders I mean. Return to us after they've been away from us for a generation or more. They can use the experiences they've accumulated over lifetimes to lead the village again. Are elders usually reborn so far from the village? Most often they return somewhere in Asatak, a member of another village, or they were born among the Glam Felon of the White. Or they're reborn among the Glam Felon of the White that wins. Even so, it's hard to say what's usual. Getting used back into the old and all the weird words. I was okay with it last week, but this week, nah. A mischievous grin crinkles her eyes. When my grandfather was a boy, the elder came back with a polar bear. I'm starting to sound like Steve Bull there. When my grandfather was a boy, the elder came back as a polar bear. Oh man, okay, should I do this as Steve Bull? That's the thing. The huntress chosen for the task had to recite half of the village's deeds while running from the beast. I'm tempted. Or is that just a bit too ridiculous? It's a bit too ridiculous. We'll stick to normal. And I might have to turn off the baby monitor, so please excuse me for just one little second there. And I'm going to... Sorry about that, and you can hear me, that's absolutely fine. I'm getting good at this, aren't I? Touch wood, I bet I fluff up in a bit. Man, let's just quickly run through this and then we'll leave the rest for another time. What happens when the elder is found? That depends on the man or woman he's become. It's easier when the rebirth happens in another village of Nasatak, where the tradition is understood. Even in the White that Wends and the southern islands of the Deadfire Archipelago, people understand this custom, and will welcome you politely enough, even if their souls do not remember. She shrugs. But sometimes you find someone whose soul has no memory of the village, and you have to tell him of people who remember him still. As disheartening as this is, you hope that the reminder will aid his soul in a future life. How did you get picked to come search for Persok? She grins. Another old village tradition. The elders watched caribou migrations and cast sealed bones to determine the right time for this journey. When the omens were determined, all the village wives drew shark teeth. We're the ones that go away to hunt and fish, so we're the best suited for a task like this. Cool. What are your thoughts on my search? She frowns. Helps to know what you're hunting. We've got a lot of tracks to follow, but where they'll lead is anyone's guess. Let's move on. Oh, good. That's fine for now. Excellent. Let's just go, shall we? Oh, do I need to...
Yes?
Yes, let's go. I'm on fast move anyway. Okay, so shall we check out... Oh, do I need to select something to build? Let me just check. I think I might do. I can't assign anyone for that, but can we? Yeah, we need to do something. Perception bonus. Let's do some protection, I feel. Oh, Bounce is already in progress, that's fine. That's fine, we don't need to do anything then for the moment.
Of course.
Okay, so we were having a wander around, weren't we? We didn't really speak to a lot of people. On the good side, it's night, so there's not a lot of people knocking around. Oh, but there is this fella who's got a soul. Let's reach out for that soul. You see a dark figure moving quickly around a room, grabbing items and placing them in a sack. The room is in complete disarray. This elf is lying on the floor in the middle of the room. Her breath comes in shallow, hitching gasps, and her face is wet with tears. Her head slowly tilts to the side, her attention drawn to the noise on the far side of the room. She watches the figure move about, removing all the valuables from a chest. She slowly lifts her hands from her stomach, bringing them in front of her face. Her head shakes weakly as she turns it back to look at her fingers, covered in her own blood. Her breath hitches again, and she lets out a quick, mewling sound. The dark figure stops its search and turns to look at her, hisses something at her. The figure walks back to the elf and stands over her, tilting its head as if it had completely forgotten she was there until she made the sound. He kneels next to her. Surely it should be in past tense. Then again, it's as it's the soul. Is it present tense? Yeah, probably. He kneels next to her, stares at her unfocused eyes, and reaches out a hand to her stomach. Without a word, and without breaking his gaze, he pushes two of his fingers into the gaping wound in her abdomen. Her mouth widens in a silent scream, a rictus of pain etched on her face. In a moment, her entire body goes limp as she succumbs to the pain and faints. The figure stands, staring at her one final time, then spits on her before returning to leave. Well, that's nice, isn't it? That was that place. You know, we are going to have to use the map because this is going to be quite... Yeah, look at everything here. There's a marker base here. It's probably not open yet. There's Lumdala's house. That's the Hall of Revealed Mysteries, and I think that's where we need to go. Yeah, because I don't think we'd want to do any expedition just yet, but let's just double check our journal. And just check what we're doing here. It's not that one, that's the hunt. Oh yeah, where's he? Where is... Travel to the cliffs you saw in the vision, okay. So, we've got to look out for some cliffs for that. That's the paths, time and tide. Trials of Durance. Okay. Records archive, yeah. Oh, in the Ducal Palace, okay. Might be there. The Ducal Palace. Scrivener's Dorm. If not, let's go back to the world map to see. We're here. First fires. Is that the main city? Maybe? I mean, someone did explain it last week, but I can't remember what happened this morning. Never mind last week. Right, we can't go in there. Who's that? Is that that? Oh, that weird from Dala's house. Let's have a look. Knock, knock. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. Instant party! Hello? Oh, we've been here. This is where we killed everyone, right? No, it's not. It's the same style, but it is not the same thing. Oh, but you've got things that I can take. You ain't seen me, right? What's that? Okay, go back here. The painting depicts the famous scene from The Light of Dawn in which the traveller and the ghost happen upon a starving man. Is there anything around here? Oh, what's that? An egg? Oh, excellent. A single egg. We'll divide it amongst all 6 of us. Okay, we don't have the proper key for that. Okay, so maybe we've got to come back here at some point with a key. Maybe there's some kind of nasty behind that door. Let me just make a note of that.
You must have seen some amazing sights on your way north.
Sure. Pirate cities floating in the archipelago. The mountain halls of these northern dwarves. Plenty.
I haven't been further south than the Deerwood myself. Maybe I'll come back after I've convinced the Ranganui and see all those things for myself.
I hope you do.
I didn't do too bad then with the voice. Although I still think Seabull would be amazing as Kodo. I hope you do. Okay, let's have a look here. Scrivenet's dorm. Let's have a look what's going on here. Instant party! Imagine 6 people just coming into your house like, hey! Spilled tea, emptying pots, and one detailed sketch of a fire-breathing old dwarf are all that remain of a long study session. Yeah, to be fair, my uni days were like that as well. Oh, they're thievery though. That's thievery, that is. So if someone's about. Oh, hello, Corin.
Hail and well met.
By Wales, eyeless face, you are one short ogre. But why are you green? And how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Oh, you're tripping, mate. Let me guess, you smoked a lot of white leaf? Or did you get your hands on some snowcap? He claps his hand as laugh. Snowcap! Snowcap! So few people know Snowcap, much less ogres. He beams at you and nods his head. Yeah, he's tripping. You're a scrivener? He nods. Yes, I am a scrivener! I read books, I write books. I once ate a book, but only because it looked like sweet pie. Or perhaps it was sweet pie baked to look like a book. Interesting. Oh, I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. I sell them, mostly I eat them. And sometimes I smoke them. Tell me about the dormitory. It's where the scriveners who work at the Hall of Revealed Mysteries sleep. I'm a scrivener. He sniffs. This place smells like old stockings. Show me what you have for sale. Oh, you've got all kinds of stuff, haven't you? Actually, that's a point. We might... Shall we have a go at some... the word has escaped my mind. Shall we have a look at the old crafting? It's the word I was looking for there. Crafting. And I still haven't sorted all this out, and I've not even equipped probably the best stuff. I need to do that. I do need to do that, and I need to do that off stream because it's going to be long and it's going to be very, very boring. That's locked. I might unlock it just to get the old... The sturdy bunks are topped with thin blankets and even thinner mattresses. I can unlock it, but not necessarily
I'll handle this. It's
steal
done.
it. Oh, yes, I don't want to go in, but at least I've got the skill points. Look, that 60 XP just for unlocking. Who are you, mate? You must be here for Corin. I don't know how Corin's hidden his little racket from Oh, excuse me. Who's Oh, excuse me. Someone's been sneaking naughty picture books from Old Valia into the dorm. I won't say who. Is it you? It's the same thing. Okay, hello Scrivener. The pay is good. I live close to the library and I can read as many books as I want. Excellent. I'm reminded of the Twilight Zone episode with Burgess Meredith, which is a very good episode. I do recommend you check that one out. You must be here for Corin. A rancid stench rises from the basin. The dishes at the top of the pile are flecked with morsels of meat and cheese. Those at the bottom are coated in a slimy fuzz. Yeah, these are students, aren't they? And I can't take anything here. But let's face it, they wouldn't know, would they? Was there anything in here? We were sidetracked with old Cotton Eye Joe up there. Okay, let's go. So there were Scriveners, so we're going to see more. Are they going to be still high? Oh, hello. Can I speak to you? I love the smell of old books. To be fair, so do I. Oh, hello. If you think these books are impressive, you should see what Grimder keeps in the back. Ah, Grimder, that's the... What books does he keep in the back? Oh, we've got another one. Okay, fine. And it's a historian. You see a small crowd gathering near the entrance to a temple. This man stands against the wall, the crowd forming a semicircle around him. He speaks with a calm, measured tone, his soothing voice carrying over the sounds of the surrounding city. He speaks of the world, history, the gods, and religion. He speaks of cooking, brewing, child-raising, and old wives' tales. There does not seem to be a subject he lacks at least a passing knowledge in. People ask him questions, and he answers them in turn, sometimes being detailed and in depth, other times only giving a general answer. Regardless of what is said, all of his answers seem to hit to the heart of what was asked. Each person satisfied with what they've learned. People come and go from the crowd, its size growing and shrinking, but never completely dissipating. Hours pass, and he never seems to tire, sharing his knowledge with anyone who would benefit from it. As the light of day wanes, the group finally growing small enough that he draws everything to a close. As he gathers his belongings and prepares to leave, a man approaches him, asking why he does this. He asks for no money, no food. What benefit is gained from his actions? He looks at the man, gathering his thoughts, then simply tells him, "Knowledge brings wisdom. That is my faith." Oh, Oleg Shimanovsky. Okay. You see a dark room, its contents in disarray. The blinds are pulled against the light, and the sound of shouting and running can be heard outside. This man moves through a house, throwing items into a bag. Another one. He wraps up some food, collects some clothes, and searches through a chest for various odds and ends that resemble magical components. He stops at a bookshelf and quickly scans the spines, running his fingers along them to help keep his place. He sighs, sliding his finger across the spines again, mumbling to himself. Finally, he chooses a couple of titles and takes them from the shelf, adding them to the assortment of items he has already gathered. This is where we see that he hears a noise, and then he sticks his fingers on a gash, that wound that kills someone. Don't be dirty. A small group of squirrels and birds watch him as he passes through the rooms, moving almost as a single entity. They are trying to stay near him, but also seem to know to stay out of his way. He is obviously in a hurry, but he maintains a deliberate demeanour about everything he does. The outer door bursts open with an explosive sound, causing the animals to scatter, terrified. The man turns, bringing a hand up, holding a book in his other, whispering something that can barely be heard. Ice crystals begin to form at the tips of his fingers, crackling. Crackling? Should it actually be cracking? Against the heat of the... Yeah, it should be cracking, not crackling. Well, I suppose crackling is a word, but cracking is normally... But anyway. Crackling against the heat of the room. He sees the man standing in the doorway and immediately drops his hands, the ice vanishing as quickly as it appeared. The man in the doorway gestures, telling him to hurry, and points toward the horizon somewhere outside. The man in the house dismisses him with a wave, saying he is almost done here and will be coming soon. He scans the dwelling one more time, searching for something he might have missed. Satisfied, he leaves, not even bothering to close the door. Outside he can see people, all prepared as he is, travelling away from town, away from the rising plumes of smoke on the horizon. Was that all you had to say? Should have scrolled down there. Yes, it is. That's fine. Okay, is there anything else to see before we go up here? There's a load of people milling about. Is there anything? No, I can't go up that side. No, they're fairly straight. Oh, someone actually stole something from the horde. How'd they manage to do that? Whale only knows. Grimdar's looking for someone to blame though, so stay clear of her for a few days. Someone's been reshelving them properly when Fexa finds out. Okay, let's go in then. Sounds like they got a trouble. They got a problem and it's solving.
I could while away hours in here. If we had the time, of course. Do we?
Nope. Nope, we don't. Welcome to the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Oh, you're Fexa. Was that a weird hello there? The woman barely glances up from the tomes on the table as you approach. You're welcome to browse the stacks, but mind that you keep your voice down. This is still a temple after all, and Grimdar doesn't tolerate disorder. She doesn't tolerate coughing either, but there we go, it still happens. Who's Grimdar? Fexa speaks reverently. Why, she's the High Archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on here without her knowing about it. Almost nothing anyway. She scratches behind her ear. You should probably tread lightly around her today. Yeah, because someone nicked something. This is a temple. It looks like a library. Her eyes grow wide and round. That's because it is. Whale is the god of mysteries and answers, encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. She raises her hands to the row of shelves. Its guidance comes from the understanding of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries was built to celebrate that. To think there's such a place in the Deerwood. Incredible. I'd love a glimpse of the archives. How many secrets must sit upon these shelves? Really, I'll just put fascinating. Isn't it? Temples dedicated to Whale tend to hold vast stores of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. Tell me about yourself. Are you single? She throws her broad shoulders back. I am a scrivener and a devotee of Whale. It's my duty to look after our records and resources. Her chest swells with pride. Farewell. Oh man, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? Who are you? Oh, you've got a soul. Let's do the soul. You see nothing at first, inky darkness filling your vision, the dust of eons flooding your nose. You hear a strike, and a torch gutters into flame, revealing a man without a face and a library of books flickering in the dull orange glow. He moves to the closest shelf, sliding the torch into a socket, and gingerly pulls a black-bound book into his trembling hands. He flicks through it lovingly, caressing each page before turning to the next, and the next. Finally he finishes, placing the book in a satchel to his side, and takes down the torch. He spends hours wandering, reading, collecting, until his satchel is as thick as he himself. And half as heavy, and begins to make his way back to the entrance. With a barely audible sigh, he draws 2 decaying doors closed, and the torch is extinguished. It's a bit harsh, calling him thick. The books on these shelves cover the history and mythology of Old Valia. Okay, let's have a look with the Priest of Whale. May the 100 visions be revealed to you. Not all at once though, that'd be a mess. Business around here took a hit when Stolar's mines dried up. That's thievery. Let's get over now. The library has an ancient section devoted to ancient grandfather and geometry. The symbols on these pages writhe and shift. They're dizzying to look at. These titles all refer to grandfather and mathematics and advanced geometry. I love the smell of old books. Okay. Someone's been refreshed shelving improperly when Flexa finds out. That was not even the right words there, Martin. But it doesn't matter. Library has... Yeah, you've said that before. Okay, fine. I think we are good. Let's just have a look. The Travels of Evel of Levi, 2662 to 268. Lovely. Everyone's just... They're not reading, they're just smelling the books, aren't they? That's really what's happening here. Okay. There are few honest types left in Defiance Bay. Well, I try. Grim has been furious ever since that scroll went missing. Keeps searching the obscured, leaves clues. She said something there. Ooh, look at that. Let's have a talk with Grimda then.
Good day to you.
Oh, she's very like that, is she? An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks as tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but let the priests and scriveners continue their search. She shoots the nearest robed figure a withering glare. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. She sizes you up, stroking her chin. And I could trust you to bring it back, I suppose? She scowls at the robed priests again. You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot anyway. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of whale. They intend to blaspheme by selling that which should remain hidden, a secret of the 100 visions. Her wiry eyebrows arch over her spectacles. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse and the road to Deerford. Track the thieves down, I don't care what you do to them, but bring back the scroll. Whale rewards the persistent seeker, and so do I. An ancient scroll of whale? That's a fine prize. I mean, a worthy task. What else do you need? Tell me about yourself. Are you single? I am the High Archivist of Hall. I am the High Archivist of Hall of Revealed Mysteries. really doesn't sound right, but it, yeah. She coughs loudly into her fist. Oh, she's got it too. And I am too old and too busy to be bothered with inane questions. I won't ask about you again, love. Even just one or two? Kana sighs. I'd like to know more about Whale. Her smile reveals a row of crooked teeth. That's the rub, isn't it? Whale is the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the 100 visions one sees, the more one has yet to discover. Though we often call Whale he who sees and is not seen, it is neither male nor female. To assign any definitive characteristic to Whale is to miss another essential part of its divinity. The 100 visions. A term of reverence for Whale's many revelations. Despite the name, they're infinite. Each epiphany leads to yet another enigma. And I thought I was busy. I had questions about the missing scroll. Ask! Okay. Tell me what you know about the thieves. Let's start with them first. Very little, except that they were foolish to believe they could steal from the god of secrets. That, and they were fleeing to a farmhouse. What's so special about this scroll? Whale is the god of secrets. If I told you that, I'd cheapen it, wouldn't I? She cackles. Ha ha! Like a parrot. It's a parable. The kind that nourishes the inquisitive mind and poisons the foolish. How can it define the difference between the inquisitive mind and the foolish? Clearly, that's what perception 15 is. That question right there. How should I handle the thieves? However you can. Kill them, rob them, leave them. It makes no difference to me. She waves a hand and smiles grimly. I'll consider it one of Whale's mysteries. Let's talk about something else. What else do you need? Nothing. Actually, I just wanted to wind you up a bit more. Farewell. Let's have a look then. So they're in a farmhouse on the path to Deerford. Where is the path to Deerford? Oh, that's Deerford Village. Okay, so we should have passed them already, right? Have we not been there yet? Okay.
Hail, traveller.
Farewell. Sorry, I said that with the wrong voice. Impossibly, this painted eye seems to move whenever you turn your back. It's a mystery. Okay, I think we are done here. Let's just have a look down here, actually, because... No entry to the archives without Grimdar's permission. Hang on, but I want to go in. I want to pick the lock anyway, not necessarily go in. I just want to pick the lock. Get some XP. Nothing worth seeing. Nope, but plenty worth thieving, obviously. Okay. We have a new quest then. And it's also not where Lado wants to go, so... My dog has decided to visit me. Hello, Moo. Right, so... Oh, they went north, I bet. Do we go to the world map? That seems right to me. Let's track him down. Let's do this quest now. Clop, 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 clop. Those commoners are about. Some of the plays they put on in the amphitheatre are quite good. It takes a smooth tongue to solve problems, doesn't it? It takes a smoother tongue to actually talk. There are so few honest types in the fast bay. Honest types, yes. Oh, who are you? You're another commoner. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're done for the moment, so let's have a... Oh, where were you? Business around here took a hit when salt mines dried up. Yeah, that's what another person said. Okay, let's go to the world map. Hello. We're responsible for the safety of every person in the city. Okay. I never went on Mad, but they were on the way to Deerford, right? I'm not going mental, am I here? Go here. Accept, yeah. Maybe I've not been this way. We'll see if the map's been revealed. But we're looking for a farmhouse. And then we're going to do some slaying. Yeah, we've seen this place. Yeah, we've seen this place. Okay, so there's no farmhouse here. Oh, there is a farmhouse. I mean, there's that there. Let's have a look. Anything? Oh, yeah. Pause. I'd say that's them. Come back. How about we engage them in talk first then?
I'm
Are we
here.
all good? Yeah, we're all good, right?
Hey.
Yeah, we're all good. Okay. No, no, go with everyone,
Yes?
please. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. There's no talk. Okay, fine. In that case, there's a bear. Not too keen on the old bear there. Hey, Radiance. Let's do him. Ida. Kind of want you to take out the bear. You two. Wounding shot on the bear, please. I would quite like, as they're all together at the minute, they're going to charge us though, so maybe go up here. And you just sing.
Wait,
Yeah, look at that. Get over here. Wow, Eager's near death already. Okay. Are you still doing your missiles then? Okay.
Yes.
Continue for a bit. Ugh, those missiles were terrible. So let's do some more here. Ooh, he interrupted me there. Go back to him. What on earth? Who have you seen? I don't want to do any spells just yet, so why don't you just go up there? Ooh, you're having fun with Venka. Ida, you're still taking on the bear. Take the bear out, please. Can you even do that? You probably can't do that, can you? take out Beardwolf then. Right, one's dead. I killed one of them. Why don't you go around here and get him? Yep, the bear's dead as well. Ida, turn around. Aloth, turn around as well. And, well, this should be short work of it.
Settle!
Yep. Oh, hey up. There's other people still. Ida, take out him. Wow, keep on missing him, yeah. Come on, everyone take on. Iban's Grimoire. Ooh, look at that mirrored image. Cool. I've never... I'll take them, you know. Is that the scroll? This ancient scroll is bound with silver thread. The broken wax seal is stamped with the shape of an eye, which was the sign we saw on the wall. The scroll at first appears to be gibberish, a collection of symbols and characters with no apparent connection between them. As you study them, however, you could swear that the characters begin to move. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, they shift and crisscross and realign, and you are able to read the text. A simpleton seeks out a wise man, said to know the answer to every question. Please, said the simpleton, you have to help me. The world terrifies me. I wake each morning and I don't know why. I make choices each day and I don't know what will happen as a result. I go to sleep each night and I don't know whether it will be my last. When the simpleton finishes, he notices that the wise man is weeping. The simpleton apologizes profusely and asks the wise man what he has said to upset him. The wise man shakes his head and wipes the tears from his eyes. He answers, some people have all the luck. Huh? Okay. Oh, good, some lockpicks. Oh, that's quite nice. That is quite nice. A nice little bit of armour there. Okay. Take everything. Oh! As you take the scroll, you hear a voice. You have found... Oh. You have found it. Now lose it again. Or would that be the woman? Party gained 1,122 experience. High Archivist Grimda asked me to bring this back. The voice laughs. Would you appease a dwarf or a god? You think this theft was an accident? You think this theft was an accident? The voice seems to shift as if the speaker were constantly changing ace, rage, and sex. My relics were never meant to stay in one place for so long. They are meant to be lost and found. It is the search that gives the thing value. That's my best bet at that. Take it to the Black Meadow, find the drake that faces east, and bury it neath its skull. Just writing down notes here. Drake facing east and skull. Okay. I think we might have been there. Now he doesn't want us to have it. Let's take all the gold as well. That's interesting. That is very interesting.
Indeed.
Are we all here? There we go, that's better. So that was actually fairly simple. And they weren't here before. Okay. So Black Meadow, I'm sure. Oh, it's up top. Yeah, we have been there. Okay. Let's do as the god says. Divine intervention and all that. Travel to Black Meadow, yes, except 1 day, 10 hours. Wow, I mean, might have to stay at home after that, I think. But there is a drake facing east. And the barracks have been constructed, so let's do that first. Let's do that one. 4 days, fine, but it's protection, so that's fine. Let's just have a look at our journal just to see what that says actually. Parable of Whale. I just had the strange experience. A voice in my head told me to hide the scroll again. It directed me to bury it in the Black Meadow under the skull of the drake looking east. It sounded like a message from Whale itself. Is it that one there? Which drake looks east? They all look east. Oh no, this one looks east. Ah, here we go. This drake skull faces east. Sorry, I was getting my directions wrong. The soil underneath it is soft and moist. Bury the scroll of Whale. As you cover the ancient scroll with the last handful of soil, the shifting voice speaks in your head once more. Well done, Watcher. You have lost an item, the scroll of Whale. And I can't click it now. I buried the skull where Whale wished. Grim will want to know what happened to it, but I'm not sure how she'll take this information. No, nor am I, but... How knackered am I? We're okay, so we've still got the resting bonus, so let's carry on. Back to Copper Lane. And let her know that the scroll it came and the scroll it went. Do you think... Oh, hello. We've got... Hey, Colonel, how's the game going? It's going well, thank you, MadXO. The game's going well right now. We are in the second act. We're like 20 odd hours in. Yeah, very good if you like that kind of thing. A lot of people have been playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is a lot more up to date because you've got more 3D graphics. This is very much like the original Baldur's Gate games and the original games of that ilk, like Icewind Dales and all that. But no, this is still a fun game. There's a lot of text. And there's a lot of lore, but you know what? It's very fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. I hope you're enjoying watching it. Are you enjoying watching it? Let me know. Let me know if you are. Right now, we are going to give a scroll or let someone know that the scrolls disappeared. And let's do that quick, because we need to get up there. So let's run. But no, I'm definitely enjoying this game. But I'm biased anyway. I enjoy these kinds of games. I like the whole strategic, the fact that you can pause it and really think about the combat, rather than just and there's a lot of depth in combat as well. Yes, there is. I was taking pleasure in watching Pillars of Eternity. I don't tend to see many people stream it, honestly. I know I did when it was first released. Sorry. And yeah, I love, that's where I wanted to get it straight up from there. But it's been out. I can't believe it's been out for like 10 years already. It's crazy. I will get the sequel at some point. I don't know when. I think I need to do this first. But like I say, I'm 20 hours in this right now. I think this is going to keep me to the end of the year. That's my aim. End of the year, hopefully finish it. Have you played it yourself? Have you played it? Have you completed it, or is it on your list to get at some point? Let me know. But yeah, I don't regret getting this game at all. I absolutely love it. But like I said, I'm a fan of Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 2 was the first game of this ilk that I played. And I played Baldur's Gate 1 after that as well, which isn't as polished in my view. But I've got them on Switch as well, so I absolutely love these style games. Right, Grimda.
How do you do?
Grimda glances down her spectacles. Ever inquisitive, I see. I found the scroll, but Whale asked me to hide it again. She gives you a long, stern look. I'd call anyone else a liar with a story like that, but coming from you... She squints behind her thick spectacles. There's a certain logic, after all. Oh, sorry, there is a certain logic, after all. And if you've served Whale, then you've served me too. Good, we've got experience, but we don't get another reward, do we? I completed Pillars 1 more time than I could count, really. One of my top RPGs of all time, yeah. Wow. What kind of time did you put into that? Have you played any of the other, like, Baldur's Gate? Have you played the sequel? Loads of questions to ask you, sorry there. Is the sequel as good? I'd ask if you played it. If anyone's played it, let me know. Is the sequel as good? It's a bit weird because it's gone quiet, hasn't it? So hopefully they are. I don't know if they're going to continue the Pillars of Eternity line or what. But yeah, she presents you with a folded section of fabric. Whale is both a keeper and a discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing what is obscured and keep you hidden from those who wish you harm. You've gained an item. Foot pads hood is added to the inventory. You find a key in your palm. You're also free to visit the Elder Archives and take whatever books or scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to the obscured. Oh, boy. Here we go. There we go. What else do you need? No, that's plenty. That's plenty. We did well. Let's go exploring. The sequel is definitely a great game. Some of the mechanics have changed, more in favour of casual players, I would say. But there are crazy hard modes in PoE 2 if you seek challenge. Oof. Blimey. I wonder if that's why it might have stalled, because it's quite different from the first, maybe. Because I don't think they are developing a third one. I've certainly not heard anything. But maybe, you know, after Baldur's Gate 3, I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, it's been like 20 years since the last Baldur's Gate game. Who knows, maybe it's going to spark something now. Right, let's have a look in the archive then. And we can take anything here. Oh, no, we can't take anything. But we can from the desk. Oh, you've got scrolls. Scrolls of Valor and Defense. Yeah, we'll take those. Anything else? I think that's about it, isn't it? Oh, you got something in the chest. Yeah. Whoa! Get out of there, get out of there. That's not nice. Oh, cheeky. It's because I wasn't sneaking. So yeah, both games are great in the fact that you can import save from the first game and have this little details that you can catch up whilst playing, give extra flavour. That's what they did with the first Baldur's Gate game, I think, as well. You can import the same character and save. Because you had to... I played Baldur's Gate 2 first, and you had to like fill out a little questionnaire kind of thing, if you will, just to get up to speed and to shape the character that you would have had you played Baldur's Gate 1 and completed it. Yeah, that's cool that they did that then. It's good that they are very, very similar to Baldur's Gate. Yeah. Oh, that's quite cool. I will get the second game, but like I said, I want to get this cracked. But I think it's going to take me a while, I think. If the way I'm playing it, like 1 hour and a half each week, it's good and bad in both equal measure. It means I'm not getting bored of it, but at the same time, I know it's going to be a long slog. But yeah. But yeah, thanks very much for letting me know, Mad. Let's have a look in this chest now that it's safe. Theorems of Pangram. A heavy old book that carries the dust of centuries. The pages are fine and thin as onion skin and covered with obscure diagrams and notes on animacy. Fair enough, we'll take it. It's interesting that we can't take anything else because it still looks like it's stealing, so I'm not going to touch anything else. No problem, it's kind of late for me, so I'm heading for sleep now. Good luck playing. Thank you very much, Mad. It's always a delight for a bit of feedback from people. So yeah, have a good sleep and take care of yourself, and I hope we catch you on another stream. Thanks very much, man. Okay, let's have a look then what we're doing. Let's go out then. What time are we on now? It's 10. I've been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes. Got probably about another 20 minutes in me before I have to shoot off myself. I think it's time to check out First Fires, maybe. Because I don't know. I should have asked that woman actually at the start. She might have had some other dialogue options now. Let's just quickly go back in, see if she says something else now. That the scroll has been found and yet not found. I'm sounding like them now.
How do you do?
Yeah, no, she's got nothing new. Always worth checking. I always do that. Just to get like a simple, fresh new line that says, "Oh, you found it then. Well done. Good for you."
Thanks.
Oh dear. Okay, so are we going to check out First Fires then? Let's see the map. I don't really want to go in the expedition hall. Marketplace is going to be shut now. Lumdala's house is still a mystery. And we aren't going to go in the catacombs. So let's check out First Fires then. The party's still fairly healthy. You have anything to say? We defended Defiance Bay back in Duke Hadrit's day. Okay, let's go to First Fires. 15 minutes? Looks like it's right next door. Okay, so where are we at here? There's not a lot going on here. On the edge of the map. I'm guessing this is the big palace then. Oh, look at you. Who's this chap here? Can we actually look at it? No, we can't. Oh, we've got something here though. The stones of this ancient tower have been blackened by centuries-old fires. Surrounded by a patch of wildflowers, it looks like a memorial. Oh, we've got some people here. Ooh. Oh, some souls. Get ready. You see this man, much younger, lying on a large stone slab, situated on a day in the centre of a circular room. It is day, it is day, not days, isn't it? Or days? I'm sure it's day. I'm sure it's just pronounced day. At 7 points around the day, older men in black robes prostrate themselves over ornate runes worked into the stone of the floor, chanting in a low drone. This is like how we started the game. An eighth man enters carrying an ebony box inlaid with gold runes that match the runes on the floor. He stands at the head of the slab, lowers his head, and slowly opens the box. He turns to each prostrate man in turn, tipping the open box in their direction as he does. He then sets the box at the head of the slab, facing away from the young man lying there. He reaches into the box, removing a small cylinder of onyx, and then moves to the end of the slab, stopping near the young man's feet. He holds the onyx up, says a word, and then presses it against the young man's right foot. When it touches his flesh, the onyx softens and becomes a black leech, attaching itself to the young man's soul. The man repeats these steps until there are leeches on both hands and feet, the middle of his chest and neck and his forehead. Sorry, both hands and feet, the middle of his chest, his neck and his forehead. The old man then takes his place at the head of the slab, raising his hands and joining the chanting, watching the young man as his blood drains. That's very similar to how we started the game. What do you have to say? You have something similar. You see a dimly lit street lined with buildings. Most of them are dark and quiet, but one at the edge of one at the edge of a canal is bright and noisy, defying the night. This Armauer stands in the dark, huddled against the cold of the shadows, keeping away from everything. He stares at the door of the lit building, intently studying it. There is a sign hanging on the side of the building. It is barely legible in the dark, but it appears to read Goose and Fox. Okay, so it's just up the road. Moving from inside the building perks the Armauer up. He pulls his coat closer around his face, and his breath speeds up, catching slightly. His excitement is palpable. The main door to the establishment opens, releasing a cacophony of laughter and shouting. Light spills out onto the street, illuminating a solitary figure in the doorway. The Armauer stands, bringing his right hand up in front of his face, palm down, fingers extended. The figure exits Goose and Fox and stumbles off into the darkness, swaying slightly as it walks unsteadily down the street. The Armauer follows the figure, muttering a few words under his breath and gently wiggling his hand. The tips of his fingers start glowing lightly, steam rising from them against the cold air. He increases his pace, intent on catching the figure disappearing into the night. He shakes his hand once more, and the tip of his fingers bursts into flame, the flickering light revealing a manic glee in his eyes. He closes on the figure, nearly hyperventilating with happiness, and whispers a name. Charon. The figure jumps slightly and begins to turn as the Armauer extends his hand, leveling his fingers directly at the figure. I wonder if we need to go back to the old pub to have a nice little chat with the Armauer behind the bar. Okay, we've got some stuff down there as well. Okay, let's go here. We'll check all of this out. Oh, is that weed? Yes, we can have that. Oh yeah, we were going to do crafting. I said that a few weeks ago as well, haven't I? Yes, I've still not done it. Let's take that as well. Admeth's wort. Okay, we've got another soul. He's a dandy character, isn't he? You see a trio of Orlans, bright and gaudy, their instruments weapons as they compete with one another in brutal disharmony. Behind them, a troupe of performers roll, jump, and gesture, teeth flashing with exquisite sharpness as they enact some bizarre pantomime. The smallest, one moment seemingly a child and the next an old man, thrusts obscenely at the crowd, eyes glazed behind his rictus grin. The crowd jostles uncomfortably at his display, dissatisfaction in their midst. No money is thrown, no praise given as the performers continue their display. The crowd disperses, uneasy, and the man-child's grin grows obscene as he watches them go. Fair enough. This is a large old place, isn't it? That's just a guard, isn't it? Won't be long before we're a formal knighthood. Fun. Oh, who are you? House Dummel still thinks it's the law in the city. House Dummel? Dunson's gifted an armour, as you'll find in the entire city. Okay, fine. Looks like that's another entrance anyway, so that's good to know. House Dummel still thinks it's the law in this city. Oh, right, I see. So there's a House Dummel.
Politics, infighting, greed, and a shrine to Margaret as well. Her clergy belongs there.
Okay, you're right there, chap. We were having a look. Ooh.
Well, this would be our Church of Woodica.
Oh.
Dear Woodens. Probably the first thing we burned during the Revolution.
Praise to the exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
A ghost hovers in the middle of the ruin, reciting blessings and prayers. Even as the spirit form shifts and swirls, it retains the face of an elderly man and robes that mark wealth and status. It turns to you. Hello? Sorry, that might not mute just then. I apologise if you heard me cough. Need to check that mute button actually works before I cough in future. Who are you?
Lord Ardwellen Rugford III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut dwellers around here, I still keep to the old ways.
It's truly a pity to see what the locals have done to Wodica's house of worship. I was told I'd find the Temple of Wodica here.
And so you did. These savage colonists may have burned it down, but worship of the Oathbinder is alive and well. These stairs lead to the main sanctum.
What stairs?
These stairs, of course. The sanctum was always below ground, adjacent to the catacombs, so it wasn't destroyed by the fires.
Tell me where I'd find an entrance to these catacombs.
There are various entrances throughout Defiance Bay, but I dare say the easiest to reach is in Copper Lane. I haven't been to that part of town in ages, but as I recall, it's somewhere near the southern gate.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there. Looks like I might have to. What are you doing?
Worshipping Woodica, the exiled queen and oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do.
I'd like to know more about Wodica.
A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Woodica watches over them all. Of course, not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Woodica is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
You know that you're a ghost, right?
I beg your pardon? Is this some sort of joke where you come from?
I'm serious, just look at yourself.
A madhouse. That's what this town really needs.
Goodbye. You alright? Looks almost like you lost your footing for a minute. Feels that way when I see into the ether. She watches you quietly. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually such individuals become elders, or a lone set of tracks in the snow. She cocks her head. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. Neither am I. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd be picked to travel far in search of something great. But even these gifts come with a cost, don't they? Forgive me if I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. I can't say I've met a real watcher before. Oh, don't worry about him. He just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer him up, so I just let him. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Every time he goes a little strange in the face, I try and see if I can hear anything. Kinda grins. It hasn't worked so far. See if you can get him to tell you what the spirit said. The ghosts sound very much like John Hurt. But it looks like we need to have a look. Weeds grow thick and full and troubled by the passage of kith. Kith and kin, eh? It's truly a pity to see what the locals have done to Wodica's house of worship. Oh, it's going to say the same thing again, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a look at that journal then. That's still that one. That's done now, isn't it? No, it's not that one. Yes. Oh right, this is the main part, isn't it? Temple of Wodica is in ruins above ground at least. A hotbed staircase indicates that there was more to the temple below ground. Although the staircase is inaccessible to me, it's possible that there is another way in. So it needs to be entered through the catacombs. Well, I think that is going to be where we go on next week's exciting adventure. As we go into yet another dark underbelly. With graves and monsters. Oh my. Let's just see if there's anything else that I have missed here. What's that say? Just check that there's nothing else I've missed up here. I don't think there is. Whoa, I've zoomed in. Oh, yeah. That's annoyed me. I was zoomed in far too much. Oh, we've got someone here. Gwynolyn Rapplewind. I think I'll read this and then I might have to call it. I kind of want to check out the scope of everything though. You see solemn faces, hundreds of them. They stand in silent remembrance, a town officially lamenting the sacrifice of some brave hero. His companions stand to the side, empty. The official tells their story, the saving of their village, the story of the one lost to the trolls in the battle as best he can, but the faces of his friends say far more about the veracity of the speech. Finally, it's over, and the villagers move back to their lives. The adventurers mill about for a time, talking, remembering, before heading back to the inn for the night. They mourn in their own ways, tears, anger, svef, broken bottles. The leader of the group stays quiet, gaze inward. Weeks pass and he speaks little, leaving the inn early in the morning and returning late at night, exhausted. Finally he takes the others to see it. A statue, life-sized, beautiful in its crude design. The villagers mount it in the square as the group leaves, still empty, but a little less broken. The statue smiles at them as they leave.
All these circling feet heading nowhere.
Oh, easy, easy, easy. The Valian Embassy. You have business with the Republics. Welcome to the Valian Embassy. Okay, I think we are going to leave it here. Just because I kind of get the feeling if we go into one of these places, we are gonna hit a massive load of dialogue, and we're about time. It's coming up to 11 o'clock. So I think we shall pause it here. Outside the Valian Embassy. Brackenbury's down there. There's the Temple of Rodica that we can't get into. Heritage Hill and the Ducal Palace is up above. Okay. So let's leave it there then. Let's save the game. Let's save over one of the others, shall we? No, let's do a new save file actually. With caps lock on, why not? Oh, 10th. Org. Save. That way it's clear for me when I next boot up. Okay, and that's going to end it for us. So, what turned out to be quite a good episode after all that. Less of the soul searching, but we had some important things there. We found a scroll, we've lost a scroll, we buried a scroll, and we told the truth, which was nice, so there wasn't another option. And what else? We've found a ghost wandering in the Temple of Rodica who's told us that to get to the temple we need to go to the catacombs, which might happen on next week's thrilling episode of Pillars of Eternity, as long as life doesn't get in the way. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and like I say, we're going to continue the quest next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Don't forget to give us a follow so that you always know when I'm streaming. Or alternatively, if you're watching on the YouTube VOD over at Colonel MPK's YouTube archive, give us a subscription over there. Both are free to do, and it just lets you know when I put up new videos. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of Thursday. Tomorrow night, if I can get on, hopefully will be more Smackdown with Default Man. Like I say, hopefully life will not get in the way, because I've been enjoying that Smackdown one, and I think I know what to do, because he's a bit under pumped. So we need to pump him. So yeah, Smackdown hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a fabulous Friday. And I will see you all on the next one. Take care. Have a good one. See ya.